topic, ethanol, its preparation, properties and uses. We have heard about ethanol so many times in our day-to-day lives. Starting from hand sanitizers to biofuels, ethanol plays a really important role. Chemically speaking, ethanol is a very simple compound with just 2 carbon, 6 hydrogen and a single oxygen atom, which forms CH3CH2OH. But even though it's chemically simple, it has a wide range of uses, starting from hand sanitizers to solvents in paint industries. And most importantly, ethanol is the key component in alcoholic beverages. So let's now see how this compound is made. There are 2 preparation methods for ethanol. The first one is traditional method of preparation and the second one is industrial method of preparation. The most fascinating thing about traditional method of preparation is people have started to prepare ethanol so long ago, that is around 17th century itself. So let's see how they made this. So the key component of traditional method of preparation is sucrose. Sucrose is a sugar that is found in so many organic crops like grapes, sugar canes, molasses and etc. So this sucrose is reacted with water with the presence of an enzyme invertase to produce glucose. And after this glucose is ready, it enters into the process of fermentation. Fermentation is a process of conversion of sugar into ethanol using an yeast enzyme. So here, the yeast enzyme is zymase, which converts glucose into ethanol. And along with it, we also get carbon dioxide, which is actually the reason for bubblings in alcoholic beverages. And most importantly, this process is an anaerobic reaction, which means if oxygen sneaks in during this reaction, the entire process would get spoiled and we will get another result about which we will talk about later. As I have already mentioned, traditional methods are so primitive, but still people use this method for some processes, and one of those instances are winemaking. Winemaking is actually a very beautiful example of fermentation. In the process of winemaking, first grapes are collected and then they are let to ripen for the first few days. So during this stage of ripening, the sugar content inside grapes starts to increase, and simultaneously the yeast that is present on the outer skin of the grapes also starts to develop. And at a point when it is crushed and pressed together, the sugar content that is present inside comes in contact with the yeast that is present on the outer skin, and this initiates the process of fermentation. And this fermentation continues for so many days until the alcohol concentration reaches around 14%. And after this stage, the entire process stops and the wine is ready. But if it is oxidized accidentally during this reaction, we will get another result instead of wine, that is vinegar. That's why we call this as tragedy of oxidation. Next, moving on to industrial preparation. Even though we have so many traditional methods, people rely on industrial methods due to some reasons, and one of those reasons are alcoholic concentrations. In traditional method, we will get an alcohol concentration of only 14%. So to obtain pure ethanol with 100% alcohol concentration, people go on with industrial preparation method. So this method is done using distillation. Distillation is the process of evaporating ethanol vapors and condensing it. This repeats as a cycle again and again until the alcohol concentration reaches around 100%, that is pure ethanol. But pure ethanol is only suitable for industrial purposes. So to prevent people from drinking it or misusing it, we go on with another process, that is denaturation. We do this because pure ethanol are really harmful to human health. So if it is consumed unknowingly, it might lead to death also. So this denaturation is a process of adding certain components like color giving compound and the foul smelling liquid to prevent the misuse. The color giving compound is copper sulfate and the foul smelling liquid is pyridine. This copper sulfate gives a bluish color to a component and the foul smelling liquid pyridine gives a foul smelling odor. Now let's see what makes ethanol a very versatile compound. People prefer ethanol for so many scientific researches and other chemical works because ethanol has a highly soluble property, that is, it is easily soluble in water and organic solvents, and it has high viscosity and it easily evaporates in room temperature itself. That's why we see a hand sanitizer evaporate so easily. It also has a boiling point of 78.37 degrees Celsius and it is a clear colorless liquid with characteristic smell. So finally, if it is in your car as biofuels or if it is in your hand as hand sanitizers, ethanol really play a very important role in our day-to-day lives. It connects chemistry to culture. Thank you. Have a nice day.